Today I'll give you a brief explanation of what NLP is, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, something I use a lot in my weight loss work because it really helps people see themselves in a different light. So NLP was discovered, so to speak, or formulated by people studying effective strategies. What were people doing that was very effective for them? And then taking some of those strategies and using them to create a set of techniques that help people more easily achieve their goals. NLP, neural in NLP, or neuro, is the use of the nervous system. So we take in information through our 5 senses: sound, sight, touch, taste, smell, and the brain is able to process based on what it receives through the senses. So the more acute our sensory awareness is, the more fine-tuned it is, the more easy it is for the brain to operate. Linguistic, this is the language part. We use language, we express in different ways, and each of us has a different way of expressing. So we could express through words, through feelings, through behaviors, through sensory input like taste. And actually there are 3 basic types in the NLP system, sometimes abbreviated VOC. V is for the visual person, A is for the auditory person, and K is for the kinesthetic person. So if you're trying to find out what type you are predominantly or what type another person is, listen to how they say things. A visual type will say, "I see what you mean." An auditory type will say something like, "That sounds good." A kinesthetic type might say, "I feel you." So we get a clue. Is the person using their sense of sight, sense of hearing, or sense of feeling, touch? P for programming. We have certain habit patterns, and through the use of these techniques, we can decrease, possibly knock out, those habits that are not beneficial for us and increase the habits that are beneficial for us. So how would we use this, for example, in weight loss? One thing I would do is use a technique called the swish pattern. In this technique, people see themselves as they are now. They have a clear picture. They get a clear picture of themselves at their ideal weight. And they do the exercise, so at the end they're identifying with their ideal weight, and they start picturing that as who they are and gradually transforming. You could use it to cut down on a food craving using different modalities, and by switching modalities involving the 5 senses, you can increase the desire for food or decrease the desire for food. You could even make the food very, very aversive if that person really doesn't want to eat it anymore. But if they want to just cut back, then we want to make it a little less desirable, and there's techniques we could use for that. Some people consider NLP and hypnosis the same thing. They're really not, but they're very compatible, and when used together, they create a very nice program for increasing our ability to achieve desired outcomes.